Welcome to Hitman Boxing. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. I wanted to talk a little bit about the upcoming Adrien Broner and Adrían Granados fight. I think it's taking place on February 25th, if I'm not mistaken. I guess the date really doesn't matter, but this Broner's next fight. I'm a little worried, a little worried about Broner taking this fight because Adrían Granados has a style that is typically hell for Adrien Broner, that come forward, relentless pressure type style. If you recall, I mean, Broner's two losses were against Sean Porter and Marcos Maidana. You know, that loss to Marcos Maidana, that shit was very humiliating for Broner. But I mean, you know, he didn't get knocked out. I mean, he showed that he was a true champion, and he made it to 12 rounds. Then he fought Sean Porter, and I was just like, what the fuck? He was fighting scared that entire fight. But again, Sean Porter, come forward, aggressive fighter. I think Adrien Broner can pull off the win against Adrien Granados simply because Granados don't got a lot of power, man. So I think he'll be able to counter this motherfucker, man. And just he might stop Granados, man. Now that I think about it, I can see him stopping Granados, man. I really hate Broner's wide ass fucking stance, man. He's so fucking flat footed. Shit pisses me off, man. He throws punches off balance. It's so upsetting to see this dude fight sometimes, man. I think he fought once this year. He fought Ashley Theophane this year, right? That was his only fight. He won the fight, but then, you know, he gets in all this legal trouble. You know, we had the scare with him possibly committing suicide. Like, I don't know what's going through Adrien Broner's head, man. I don't think he's mentally tough for these bigger fights. You know what I mean? That's why I mentioned that he would definitely lose to Terrence Crawford in the fight. He's just not, that mental toughness is not there for Adrien Broner, in my opinion. You know, I like Adrien Broner. I like the theatrics outside the ring. You know, I'm big on all that bullshit outside the ring, man. But, you know, when it comes to him in the ring, he really has troubles with fighters that are going to come forward, provide him with relentless pressure. And just the way he fights, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of his fighting style. You know, he uses, it's so upsetting. So, again, this fight with Granados could be a tough fight for him. I think the deciding factor in him being able to beat Granados is the fact that Granados don't got a lot of power. I mean, he stopped the Mirror Mom, whatever. But yeah, I just don't see him being. Fuck, man, I don't know. It's a tough one for me because I don't know where Broner is mentally, man. We really don't know where he is mentally, so we don't know if it's easy for him to make 140. I'm assuming the fight's at 140. We don't know if he's having trouble making weight for this fight. I assume not, but you know, if Adrien Broner doesn't take boxing seriously, you know, I could foresee him. I could see him being a gatekeeper at some point. You know, it's a fucking shame because his career showed so much promise. Well, when he was on the come up, man, he was kind of beating C-level fighters. You know, he was fighting at 135. Was he fighting at 135? I think he was fighting at 135, right? And he jumped up to welterweight, but he was just so much bigger than everybody else at that weight class, man. So I don't know, man. I kind of feel bad that Broner's career is taking this turn. But I mean, we'll see what he has left in the tank in 2017. You know, he's got to stay away from those elite fighters. You know, it sounds dumb to say, but he's got to stay away from those elite fighters, man. I'm not even sure. I don't even think he could beat Victor Postal at 140, to be honest with you. I know Victor Postal's talking about coming back looking for big fights. That'd be a big fight for Victor Postal, him versus Broner, but again, man, I don't know if Broner could beat Postal. Yeah, he don't move enough to beat Postal, man. He gonna get outboxed like a motherfucker fighting Victor Postal. But hey, we'll see. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go ahead and give my prediction. I got Broner winning in a tough fight against Adrien Granados. That shit is gonna be close as fuck, tooth and nail. I promise you that shit. But hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully he wins the fight in impressive fashion. Because I think boxing needs Adrien Broner. You know, he's an entertaining guy. You know, there's not too many entertaining dudes in boxing, let's be honest. And you can have all the skills in the ring, but you be boring as fuck outside the ring, and nobody's going to give a fuck about you. So, Let me know what y'all think about Broner versus Granados. Adrian AB versus AG, February 25th. Drop a comment. Let me know what y'all think. Who's gonna win that fight? And school me on this Adrian Granados motherfucker, man, because I've seen a couple of his fights and I ain't too impressed. But with regard to Broner, he's definitely losing something, man. He's definitely not 100% right now. So drop a comment, man. Hitman Boxing, and I'm out.